Hello everyone, Alexa Donne here, and today I am so excited to be doing the cover reveal for my second book, The Stars We Steal, exclusively here on the channel. I've known about my cover for maybe 6 weeks. I saw it in October and it just totally blew my mind. I was giddy and showing everyone for weeks, but I had to keep it a secret from the general public. But now my publisher is releasing their catalog for fall/winter 2019. I can explain a little about what that means, which means here comes the time for me to formally reveal my cover. I'm also super excited to be able to tell you my official release date as of now. I mean, things change in publishing all the time, but as of now, I have a day when the book is going to go on sale. So briefly, just a short explanation of what the whole catalog thing means, and don't worry, if you're impatient and you just want to see what the cover looks like, I'm gonna leave a timestamp down below. You can get right to it, but I know that so many of you are here for kind of the publishing nitty-gritty. I tell you kind of how the publishing industry works. So the catalog is released by seasons by publishers, and it's what they send to their sales contacts, to libraries, to teachers, and so on, retail stores, so they know what books are upcoming for the publisher in the upcoming season. Typically these catalogs go out way in advance. Often, at least a year in advance, which brings me to the fall/winter catalog for HMH for 2019 going into 2020. My publisher, HMH, basically has 2 publishing seasons, and I have a whole video explaining publishing seasons, which I'm also going to link to down below. My publisher has spring, summer, and fall, winter, so essentially each of their catalogs will cover approximately 6 months of the year, 6 months of the release calendar. So the HMH catalog is going live this week, the week of December 10th, which means retail sites and so on are going to start showing my cover, and I didn't want it to just randomly show up on Amazon or Goodreads without my getting to actually show you and talk a bit about it. So, the cover for The Stars We Steal. I'm going to put everyone out of their misery, and I'm just going to show you this gorgeous cover, and then I'm going to talk a bit about the process of how the cover came to be. So, drum roll. I don't think I have a drum roll sound, but here is my cover. So here it is, the cover for The Stars We Steal, which is my second book. It is basically Jane Austen meets The Bachelor in space. It is a companion novel to my debut novel, Brightly Burning, which was Jane Eyre's space companion, in that they both stand completely alone. You don't have to read one to read the other, but if you read both, you get lots of nice Easter eggs and bonuses and things that connect between the two of them, kind of fun. But they are completely standalone stories, and they're also very different in tone. So Jane Eyre's space, Brightly Burning, was kind of a gothic romance set in space. The Stars We Steal is loosely based off of Persuasion, which is my favorite Jane Austen novel, which means it is a Regency romance set in space. It's a lot more light, it has a lot more kind of drawing room, social politics, and fun, and I'm really excited. And yes, I added a Bachelor plotline. It's basically courtship, so the symbol on the cover, it's a rose. The Bachelor. I'll tell you more about the process of receiving the cover, the creation of the cover, etc. But when is this book actually coming out? So I am excited to tell you, and disappointed to tell you, but mostly excited to tell you that you're not going to be able to buy this beauty until February 4th, 2020. I am both excited to have this book come out, I mean at all, but as a winter release, because winter is a season with its own like distinct pros. Again, watch my publishing seasons video to find out more about the pros and cons of the different seasons, but I like that this book is coming out in winter. It feels like a winter book, but it does mean that you have to wait longer to read it, and I know that's a severe bummer. Now, I vlogged the process of writing and revising this book, and if you watched that, you know the reason there's so long between my 2 books is that I needed extra time to write and revise this puppy. The good thing is it means I actually really quite like it. I I think it's a really fun book. I think it's better than Brightly Burning. I am certainly proud of it in my own like distinct way. I'm really happy about this book and I can't wait for you to read it, but you have to wait. You have to wait 14 months from the point of seeing this video. How bonkers is that? But alas, publishing. But don't worry, I'm gonna have tons on the channel kind of talking more about it, teasing it. ARCs should be hitting soon. Hopefully in the spring, I'll be able to do ARC giveaways. People will start to be able to read it and it'll be out in no time. Time flies in publishing. Publishing is slow, but publishing is fast. So there you have it. The Stars We Steal coming out February 4th, 2020. You can add it on Goodreads and I have a link down below in the description, and I will of course let you all know as soon as pre-order links are up. Now, let's talk about the cover process. So how did this cover come to be? So covers in publishing, in traditional publishing, generally the author has little to no control. I have a whole video about covers and traditional publishing, which I will also link to down below. So my process on this cover was very similar to the process on Brightly Burning. My publisher let me know that they were going to start working on a cover and they asked me for input, like ideas that I had. On both books, I kind of gave kind of a tonal recommendation, which was I wanted to feel kind of swoony and romantic because I didn't want to be too specific about what I wanted because that could lead to disappointment. And really, I trust my publishers to know what trends are in the covers and kind of design something that's going to work. And in fact, when they started working on the cover, the Bachelor element of the book wasn't fully solidified. It was pretty brand new to the draft. So then I just kind of waited and I did my work. I finished the book, I revised the book. I checked in every once in a while, asking about the cover, and they said they were working on it. They went through a couple of different versions and then this beauty arrived in my inbox. Now, I no longer remember where I was when I received it, which kind of sucks because that always makes for a really fun story, and I remember exactly where I was when I saw the Brightly Burning cover, but I was probably just at work. So it comes into my email and immediately, well, I lost my mind. I texted my agent telling her how excited I was, and then I sent it to like 5 people. I'm probably not supposed to confess that because sorry publisher, but the reality is authors, we totally share our cover comps with our friends when we're really excited. So I shared it with people and everyone's reaction was the same. It was like jaw drop, like, wow, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Like specifically, I love the rose gold rose, but I love the work on the title, the font styling. It's lush and romantic, but something with like the silver, it still like kind of hints at the sci-fi, but you've probably noticed this really isn't a sci-fi cover, but that's what I love about it. The Stars We Steal honestly really kind of pushes the envelope on like how fantasy-esque can I write this as like a romance book while still having it set in space. It's definitely kind of a romantic, spacey fantasy, just it doesn't have magic, which is why it's not a fantasy, but it's meant to be kind of lush and to appeal to romance fantasy fans. So I think the cover is perfect. Now, what does it all mean? So the rose, well, I think quite literally the designer was inspired by Jane Austen meets The Bachelor. The rose is from The Bachelor, and I have to confess, I got such a kick out of that. That did make me laugh. I love it, but I was like, it's a rose, because it's The Bachelor. Now, if you watched my revision vlogs, I talked about when I received the cover and what I thought, and I mentioned that it had a symbol on it, and the symbol wasn't in the book, so I added it to the book, and that's exactly what happened. I was like, okay, roses because Bachelor comp, how can I work roses into the book? And it ended up being perfect where I couldn't believe it wasn't in the book in the first place. So I have a courtship ritual in the book, and there's an app for this dating thing. And I was like, well, the app should have a logo. So ipso facto, now there's a logo for the courtship ritual and there's a rose in the logo. I also, because I adore dress porn, I love describing dresses, and this book has so many dresses. The big kind of final ball gown that my main character wears was already dark blue. Fate, right? So I added rose gold rose embroidery to the dress, and voila! My cover totally fits the content of the book. And this is an author secret for you. I'm not the only author who has seen their cover and then added elements of what was on the cover into their book. I've heard of a lot of authors doing this. Authors who write jewelry pieces into their books, or a big dress when there was kind of girls in dresses on covers. So it's something that a lot of authors do, and I'm really happy I did it. Essentially, my cover inspired me to add something cool, a nice little detail to my book. So that is it. The cover for The Stars We Steal, my second novel, coming February 4th, 2020. Look for it if you like lush, romantic, angsty, almost fantasy set in space. There are jilted lovers, courtship rituals, tons of secrets, a romantic spacewalk, sexy Marco Polo. Yes, you heard it. There's sexy Marco Polo. So if you liked sexy hide and go seek from Brightly Burning, you're gonna love The Stars We Steal. I think I have a thing where I need to insert like a game, a sexy version of a game, into every single one of my books because it's almost like a signature now. Like I said, I'm really excited for all of you to read The Stars We Steal. I'm super proud of this book. I think it's better than Brightly Burning. And yeah, I'm kind of sad that you don't get to read it for a really long time, but have no fear. ARCs will be dropping soon. I'm gonna do giveaways on this channel, and I'm just excited for people to get to read this book. So let me know down below in the comments what you think, and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. I will do more The Stars We Steal related content on the channel as we gear up for release 14 months from now, February 4th, 2020. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. I post new videos 2 to 3 times a week. Thank you so much for watching, for joining me for this exciting cover reveal moment. And as always, guys, happy writing.